Can everyone hear me okay? Towards the back and good? All good, fantastic. Yeah, I'm Carson Brown. I'm a co-founder and lead designer of Taur. We're an electric scooter brand, and I want to talk to you a little bit today about why I think electric scooters are going to be a long-term winner in urban transportation. Now, the future of transport, we all agree, is micromobility, and that's why we're here today. But in order for that to be possible, we've got to make sure it's fast, efficient, and fun. When most people think of personal transportation, they tend to first go bicycle. And we get it. You know, there's a lot of pent-up demand. Everyone wants one right now. And there's been a tremendous amount of investment raised in the space this year. But less than 1% of the US gets to work by cycling. And we think that's because it requires a lifestyle change. Whether that's additional showers, redoing your morning routine, or a change of clothes. A lot of people just aren't willing to make that effort. Now, as an e-bike owner, I can definitely tell you that they reduce the rider effort. But you still have to sweat to get anywhere you want to go. There's also no improvement in weight, size, or the security of these vehicles. These all happen to be drawbacks that electric scooters can deliver on. Now, bikes and scooters do have one major thing in common. 90% of bikes are owned, and e-scooters will be the same. We're confident of that. They're extremely cost-effective versus other forms of urban transportation, very low maintenance, nearly zero running costs. You can carry them anywhere, store them securely inside. And that's why ownership, not rental, is the future for e-scooters. Now, we know rental has a few problems, whether that's riding on sidewalks, not wearing helmets, leaving trip hazards for other pedestrians. Let's just imagine that all of this crap just didn't matter. I'm here to tell you there are deeper problems. Now, let's say you're lucky enough to live in a part of town that is served by a scooter rental company. Now, for that to be truly reliable, scooters need to be everywhere. That's at your work, at your home, at your gym, because when you leave the gym and you want to get home, you can't spend 10 minutes looking for the vehicle in order to start your journey. Now, understandably, the main players are finding this challenging. Now, we all know money talks. If you took 3 return trips per week over the course of a year, rental scooters could cost you $2,000. Now, a well-maintained electric scooter over the course of 3 years could save you $6,000 to $7,000 compared to other forms of urban transportation. And that's why it brings me to the point that electric scooters are arguably the best form of owned transportation ever. They're cheap to buy and maintain. The running costs are pennies, as I mentioned. They're rider agnostic. It doesn't matter if you're tall, big, or petite. You never break a sweat. They're portable, multimodal, you store them inside, and they're predictable as walking, but 4 times the speed. Now, rental only utilizes a fraction of those benefits I just listed, and even still, they outstripped bike rental by 2 years, in just 2 years. So let's talk about the state of ownership. Well, I think we can confidently say that most products don't inspire the confidence in riders that they need. And that's a big problem, because the #1 barrier to electric scooter adoption is actually safety. Moreover, they're not built for the long term, and maintenance has been an afterthought up to this point. And why is this? Well, most of the brainpower in this industry, possibly in this room, has been focused on maximizing ridership. So who would we really want to trust with the car market? Budget or Benz? So let's talk about another market that we can all relate to. The MacBook was positioned as a beautiful product, sitting in the sweet spot, right between affordable everyday and niche high-end. And you're probably wondering, I'm pretty far into this and I've not spoken about Taur very much. Well, when we ask people why they decided to buy a Taur, only a handful mention specs. And that's not because we don't compete. We definitely do. It's because we always believed that past a certain threshold, brand and product design mattered more than specs. Most industries are obsessed with sex. The e-scooter industry is obsessed with specs and products and features, but not the people who ride them. When we started Taur, we made sure that people and their lifestyle was at the forefront of everything that we do. So what would it take for an electric scooter brand to go mainstream? We should probably consider how some other industries got their start. Whether it was the cigarette, or automobiles, neither happened by accident. They made a compelling narrative that stuck in our minds long after ads like these were run. Because people need a compelling reason to switch. Horace from Micromobility wrote quite a while ago on their blog something that really struck a chord with me. He said, "We can't measure smiles as readily as we measure miles. But this is what drives change. Designed for emotions, not logic." And that's what Taur is going to deliver on. It's not lost on me that I've been up here throwing shade at a lot of the industry. I have a huge respect for many companies who've shipped product and services across the space. But if we're serious about a shift in transportation, we have to have the difficult conversations. The electric scooter ownership market is underserved. Mainstream consumers will expect brands and products that make it cool. It's been a pleasure talking to you today. Thank you for your time. If you like what we're doing at Taur, please connect with us. We don't know many people in the room. We're closing investment round later this year. We're always on the lookout for top talent and compelling partners. Thanks again.